Hello, today I thought I'm Francis, sorry, from McCaffrey Crafts, and today I thought I'd answer this kind of question that I've kind of seen on a few of the forums out there, and it's to do whether if blackthorn is rare, and I suppose this really applies to in 2021, 22, 23 over the next few years. Will there be a shortage of blackthorn out there, and how has COVID and the pandemic and all of these different things affected the how the blackthorn industry is? And I thought I'd give you my thoughts on that as well. From for one thing, from what I've seen from everyone and from what I hear, not everyone got a good cut this year, in terms of there was loads of restrictions. They couldn't go to different areas. So usually that will have a knock-on effect 2 years from now. So in 2022, I cannot 2 years. So was it 2021 now? So 2023, I mean, there should be a bit of a shortage that year in blackthorn supply. It'll probably be next year before people would have enough supply. So say, for example, so it'd be 2024 before I'd say, like, there'll be a nice collection of blackthorn up. So for the next so from 2021 to 2023, in my opinion, there's going to be a shortage of blackthorn on the market. Even if you go out there now and start looking for blackthorn, you'll see there's less being sold on eBay. There's less being sold by these retailers that buy in their blackthorn from these wholesalers. The wholesalers are actually out of stock in blackthorn at the moment. So the only people that have blackthorn are the stick makers who cut it themselves and manufacture and produce themselves, that are actually making some things. And it's very important to produce things if you're a country or if you're a person. If you're making things as well, it's a better kind of outlook for economics. So what happened in the past year to most stick makers, no matter what they tell you, they had a good year. They probably sold more than they had planned. With everyone being stuck at home and buying online and buying different things, everyone had a phenomenal year who were selling walking sticks as well. So if you're in the blackthorn business, you would have oversold last year. So you would have sold what you had projected for the year, but you would also have cut in the future years' seasoned wood as well. So that will leave you then in a shortage for the next few years moving forward. So for the next so this is kind of my kind of take on it, and as I see it, based on my own kind of research as well. I think for the next 2 years, you're going to see a shortage of real blackthorn, an authentic blackthorn, and you'll see a surge of fake blackthorn, or people putting green blackthorn that they've just cut up as well. So with there's always two sides to the coin, isn't it? That's what they say. So you have to be very careful now over the next 2 years, because there will be a big demand for blackthorn. There will be a shortage. So what usually happens when there's a shortage and there's a big demand, sellers will raise their prices substantially, which I'm not going to do, but I've seen other sellers have done that already, raising their prices substantially. I know the amount that I'm happy with getting per stick, and based on the quantity I sell, it gives me a proper living. And I like to be fair with people in the good times and in the tough times. So yeah, like you're definitely going to see it now. There's going to be kind of less blackthorn for the next 2 years. So 2021 will be a tough year for a lot of sellers, because in 2020 they would have sold a lot. Now, how do all of these things apply to me? Luckily, I had quite a big selection done up. If I sell at this pretty rate, I'm pretty good for the next 2 years. This year, I haven't cut as much as I wanted to. So that will have a knock-on effect on me on the year 2023, which will be about 2 years from now. So 2023, I might have a bit of a shortage of sticks. So I might have to look to buy in some seasoned wood from blackthorn over the next 2 years. Not a lot, but maybe 30%, just to kind of, depending on my projections of how I'm going to go. So, but 2024 should be fine. So this year should be fine. Next year should be okay. Maybe towards the second half of next year, depending on sales, I might be like, right, and then 2023, I have to, it's 2 years away, but I have to kind of figure that out. Because with blackthorn, you're always planning 2 and 3 years ahead. And given, that it's been quite a busy year as well. But things could change as well. Like, things could get tough, and there could be like quite a downturn. And if that's the case, then you'll have a bit more. But I thought it'd be just interesting discussion to kind of talk, just to give like how Blackthorn is, if it's going to be rare, what's happening in the market. And yeah, look, I'm just telling you now, if you see any stick you like over the next year or two, just go for it, because the second half of 2022-23, you'll see a lot of people just won't have the stock. Like, I'm in a different position than most, because I have quite a big like reserve of Blackthorn built up. But that reserve will kind of get me through the next 2 years. I thought that reserve would be good for like 3 or 4 years or something like that. But I've had to reassess, and I have about a good two. So my 4-year supply is probably down to about a 2-year supply now, which means like as soon as October starts coming of this year, I gotta cut like my life depended on it. I got a lot of cutting. Probably this forthcoming cutting season, I probably have to try to get maybe a bit more double than what I usually get. So I'm gonna have quite a big demand. So that's going to require a lot of cutting, which means that I'll have to cut a lot coming up to the Christmas run. So probably need some help or something on that. So I have to figure out that. So like, these are just the daily kind of planning that goes through the life of a shillelagh maker, and how he projects and different things. I just thought an interesting discussion. Thanks for watching anyway. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on the rarity of Blackthorn. Bye-bye.